going back over that little live feed, the kind of crazy shit show of a live feed that Doric did the other day with his new beloved, his new beau. What's her? I don't know her name. I'm gonna call her Charity because that's what because that's what I thought I heard somebody call her. Her name's something else, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. At this point, though, she's turned into Shana 2.0. I swear to God. Like, I keep thinking, like, when I see these two together, I'm like, we've seen this before somewhere. Like, it's like we're kind of in a rerun, but with different characters. Like, I'm having flashbacks of the fall of 2020. Like, I mean, the same way this girl gets online and stuff, she'll be on there and, anytime he makes a joke, he said something about, Shayna said that her panties was the same color as her hair. He was like, she must have been wearing some macaroni and cheese colored underwears. Yeah, and his new girlfriend had to laugh at that. And I was like, well, that ain't really funny. Why is she laughing so hard? And then I remembered, it dawned on me. I said, damn, Shayna used to do the same shit. She'd come on there and she'd, like, tell him how, how funny he was and how great he was, and she had to pump up his fragile. He has a very fragile ego. It's a very large ego, but it's very, very fragile. The slightest little thing could throw him off, throw him into a tailspin, and he might, he might get sad. He might think that people don't think he's the greatest and the biggest and the baddest and the toughest and the meanest and the greatest comedian there ever was, and like this big time outlaw, because. I mean, shit, this is Dirk we're talking about, Mr. Castle Cub. He stood up to all 6 of them boys that was supposed to show up over to the Boone City Coal Fair the other day, and they didn't show up, and he was declared the winner. He was victorious. He was. He said everybody that walked up to him at that show or at that Boone City Coal Fair said, "Dirk, we got your back, Dirk. Don't you worry. Anybody does anything to you, and we'll whoop them." Everybody, and she agreed. She even agreed. She said everybody there, everybody that come up to him that he saw, walked up and said, "We got your back, Dirk. We got your back. We're not going to let those boys come down here to our town and disrespect our town and disrespect Dirk, not the Boone County Bandit. They might do that to Shana. They might even do that to some of his cousins, but they will not do that to the Boone County Bandit. Oh, hell no. That ain't happening." And they meant it, too. There was a lady in my comments the other night said that he had, that Dirk had 30 guns waiting on standby to crack some heads if anybody was to show up and give him any sort of a hard time. And I thought she was joking. I just threw a laughing emoji up and thinking it was all a joke. But hell no, this is true. This is a true story. The new girlfriend, Charity, she even agreed. She said, "Oh yeah, they said that, every one of them." She said, they did. And apparently that's the truth. He had all these people. Everybody there would have jumped in. Because he said these boys, all 6 of them, Scooter Baggins, this Chris guy from the live feed, Shayna. She was in Boone City, he said. And she was going to show up over there with one of his relatives or something. And she said she even brought one of his dead relatives in too. And was going to go park at his old driveway or something like that. And George said, "No, you don't do that. You don't bring him into this." But she did. And he's pissed now. He ain't having it. I mean, she came this close to get whooped. He said he's going to bring one of his girl cousins up there to whip her ass. That's right, and he almost did. But he didn't, because she ain't really there. Scooter, that's a troll telling you that, trying to tell you Shana's in town. Shana's in Virginia, dude. She ain't going to come to Boone County. And Scooter Baggins ain't no Boone County neither. Like, really? You really believe that? Neither one of these dudes come down there. But he did say on his little video tonight, Scooter Baggins did, he agreed. He liked my little proposition I made for y'all. The Rumble with the Mumble 2.1. It would be 2.0, but the one over the weekend where Dirk poked his chest out and said that everybody was supposed to meet him at the Boone City Coal Fair in Madison County, West Virginia. That would have been 2.0. So we'll give him 2.1, because the real one, 2.0, since this time, Dirk's the one calling out Scooter Baggins, he's going to have to go up to Massachusetts and go up to his hometown, up there to Scooter Baggins' hometown, and call him out there. I don't think he will, because I don't think he's quite capable of doing that. Because, that costs a lot of money, But if he don't show up, Scooter Baggins can walk around and poke his chest out and bow up and do his arms all out like that and go, "I showed up and they didn't. He's a pussy. He didn't show up. He was scared of me." He can do that now because, of course, Dirk ain't going to show up. Well, see, Dirk only gave him like 24 hours, 48 hours notice that he was supposed, that Scooter Baggins was supposed to show up before he declared himself victorious, So I think it's a fair proposition. He's giving the man any, open invitation. Come on up, just let him know when and where. And he said he'd be there. But his Scooter ain't nothing. Back to my main point, though. That damn girl, every damn thing she was doing was like Skanka. And we already know how it's going to turn out. She's going to end up doing just like Shana did. Them two would get up behind the scenes. They'd come up with these little harebrained schemes and stories that they'd get on the video, on the live feeds, and they would lie, They basically were acting out little skits between the two of them to try to make, they get caught, like, lying about something behind the scenes, or like Shane would come out and say something that would get out about Doric, and it would just destroy his fragile ego. And they'd get online and they would be acting out this skit, of how, it was just all a lie, and she just put it out there just to draw out the haters. Or she'd get on there and go, yes, Derek, I lied about it, I didn't mean to. She'd be on there boo-hooing, and they'd go, that's right, you're a liar, you always lie about me, but I don't lie, I only get on here to tell the truth and the truth only. I mean, that's a real story, that's a true story now. The video is on Rick Sanchez's channel. If you look it up from about probably late spring, early summer of 2021, it's on there. It's a short one. It's from when they was living over to the meth camper east over in Virginia at her place. And it's just crazy shit, man. And I'll almost guarantee you, I'll guarantee it, we'll see the same thing with this girl. Because this is what Doric does. He gets these girls down there that's got like some self-esteem issues or self-worth issues or whatever. Or maybe they just got emotional baggage. Maybe they're trying to get out of a bad situation. Whatever the case may be. Or maybe like Shane, they just chasing after what they think his fame is. And what they think that's their ticket and their key to getting famous and getting known. Because Shana thought she was going to be a famous singer, and it don't never work out too good for you when you're strung out on dope and you're running out on your children. Hey, different story, different video. She's out of the picture now. But this new girl, I don't know what's drawing her to him. But this is this dude's MO. He gets these kind of women, though, and draws them to his mama's house. Supposedly just coming there to stay like a week or something, just to visit on vacation. And the next thing you know, a month goes by, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and you're all like, okay, I thought this chick was there just visiting. And Shana would get on there, like after she'd been there 3 months and be like, I'm just here on vacation, honey. I've got my own place back in Virginia. And of course she really did. But it didn't matter. She was still already done moved into the meth camper. And she was living there. And she was still trying to tell us she was on vacation. So I'm wondering with this chick, are we going to see that same thing play out? Like where she's there 2-3 months and still saying, oh, I'm just here visiting. After about 2-3 weeks, you ain't just visiting, you living there, you done moved in. And see, that's what happens right at first. Old Doric and his mama and all them, they'll put on this nice happy face and this nice, that they're these great and wonderful people. And then all of a sudden, a couple weeks in, hell, maybe even a couple days, at most a month, that mask slips, and all of a sudden you see the real people start to come out. See, his mama ain't necessarily a bad person necessarily, I don't think. I don't get that vibe from her. But when it comes to defending her boy, though, and when it comes to appeasing him to keep him from going crazy and turning up and punching holes in the drywall and turn her house apart, because he's mad and he's cranky and fussy, she'll do and say whatever the hell she has to do. That's how he gets her on these live feeds. Her on there in the background, shadow boxing and talking, young lady, I don't know you, I don't like you, and I don't want to know you. You'll come down here and I'll whoop you. Talking about she'd beat him up. She would. They wouldn't even set foot in the yard, she said, on one of them. And she'd whoop them, and she really would. And that's what she said. But the real reason she does that is she's trying to appease her son, Doric, And she did this to Shana. She was on there acting like she was going to beat her up one night. She was trying to appease Doric because he got mad at her, according to Shana now. That's what she said. The one they call Skank. You see, you understand. And he told his mama that she had said something horrible about his child, and oh, hell no. And his mama got over there and jumped on her and was about to whoop her ass, and just to appease little Doric. But, so something like that's going to happen, and she's going to jump all over this new girl, or he's going to run out of his little medication he takes. The stuff he likes to put up that schnoz of his. Or she's going to put a little too much up that schnoz of hers. No, all hell's going to break loose. And he's going to go nuts. He's going to go crazy on her. I bet he will. I know he will. It's inevitable. It'll happen eventually. Now, I ain't saying I want nothing bad to happen to nobody. Of course not. But I'm just saying, this is just how this plays out with this dude. This is how he is. He's going to end up doing this. At some point, that mask is going to slip, and the real Derek is going to come out, and his mama's going to jump to attention and go do whatever she has to do to appease him, to keep him from going crazy on her or punching holes in the drywall of her trailer or whatever. So and we're coming up on close to the end of the month. That's usually when he starts to run low on certain things, that kind of shit, Boone County mating call materials, and that sort of thing. So I'm thinking she's gonna learn pretty quick here in the next week or two. She's done got herself into some shit. It'd probably be wise to vamoose and get the hell out of there. But hey, it's all good though. It's entertaining while you're there. I mean, look, I don't see nobody get put through the ringer with Doric and his narcissism, but at the same time, it is entertaining. But I will tell you this, we've seen this all before with Shanae. I'm telling you, I was having flashbacks of 2020 when I seen that. I was like, damn, this is reminding me of the summer that old Shanae showed up on the doorstep of the meth camper. Yeah, she was just there on vacation. Next thing you know, she's living there for almost a year. And would have been still living there if people not have been giving her shit about running out on her children. Now, this girl, I don't think she's run out on kids or anything like that. She looks like she's pretty young, too. That's the other thing, is Shanae was young, too. She was like 27, but this girl looked like she's probably like 25. Hell, and old dude's pushing 40, he's like 37 or something. Like, I don't know with that one, but hey, that's their business. But they put it out all over the internet. I watch it. It's entertaining, you know the rest. But yeah, this is going to end badly. But the thing is, though, he has these ways, though, of keeping it going. Like, you'll think, oh, this is it. He's done put her through hell, and this will be the end of it. They'll never be back together. And the next thing you know, like a day later, they're back hugged up on the live feed and madly in love. Now, this was him and his ex now. But even after he smacked Shanae in front of her child and went to jail and, got arrested, he says he didn't go to jail. He just went to the station and bonded out or bailed out. But still, he got arrested. But even after doing that, she stayed with him. And it wasn't until about a month later, or 2 months later, maybe, she sent him home to his mama's and telling him, oh, just go home and do something and whatever it was. And then she was going to follow him later. Going to find out she didn't go. She stayed behind, and that was her way of breaking up with him. Because with people like him that are very narcissistic like that, you can't just break up with them because they're going to go into just complete dramatics, trying to anything and everything they have to do, whether they try to make you feel bad and, I want to kill boss, threaten to harm themselves or other people, or threaten to harm them, whatever. They're going to do whatever the hell they feel they have to do to keep that arrangement going. Because she was providing, Shanae was providing little Dork with all kind of money and whatever, whatever she had that was helping to fuel his little habits. Because when he would go and live over there in Virginia at her place, that dude would lose a ton of weight, and he would turn like this weird, his skin color would be like this weird, like, pasty pale, like almost gray tinge to it. Man, it was weird. I don't know what the hell they were doing over there, but it didn't suit well. Even the dudes, even Dork's mama, even Mama Boo got on there and said that he didn't look right, that he wasn't eating nothing, that girl wasn't feeding him or something. I was like, yeah, she was feeding him all right. She was feeding him a steady diet of some kind of substance, we'll say. It appeared that way. I don't know. This is all alleged now. Of course, it's all alleged. For entertainment purposes only, is the Johnny Gobble people say. I don't know what the hell's going on with them folks. That's a whole different story. But I stay out of that usually. I watch some of it, but some of them folks that was all against Johnny a few weeks ago, now all of a sudden they're against each other. There's like videos back and forth, live feeds back and forth, and people getting doxxed and shit, and people's criminal histories getting posted on the internet, and the truck driver dude today put out a video about it. I was like, what in the hell? How'd they bring him into it? He just kind of keeps to himself and makes his little funny videos and, his little rants and stuff. Apparently they pissed him off because he wasn't real happy. I was like, damn. I mean, I know hatred's into the dude's name, but still, I was like, damn, they done pissed him off. And then Scooter Beggins the other night was talking about somebody on there, like, from all that was recording phone calls and shit. I was like, oh. I don't know. See, again, this is why I stayed out of the Johnny shit. One, I don't really give a fuck, because Johnny's entertaining sometimes and kind of amusing, but the videos Upchurch did about him were funny, and some of the channels about Johnny were kind of funny. Like Mike 12 Point, I like that dude. He's pretty good. He was down here doing a campaign stop in Alabama. He was down here at Wesley's Booby Trap up there in Dora, Alabama. Just a few miles north of Birmingham up old Highway 78. Almost to Summit. If you know where the hell that's at. Locals know what I'm talking about. It's the Booby Trap, though. Shit, I know an old boy that grew up out that way. He said back in the late 90s, early 2000s, said that some of the dancers there, you couldn't tell if they was pregnant or they was just overweight. Like, he said it was bad. But, remember, that's dedication, though, for a man like Mike 12 Point to show up down here in Alabama at Wesley's, at the Booby Trap, just to make a campaign stop and just to drum up support, to get out the vote, to vote for him. That's dedication right there. That tells me that Mike 12 Point is the man for the job, for commissioner of every district, every county, every municipality in this entire country. Mike 12 Point's the man for the job. Y'all get out there and vote for that dude. For real, like, he's got some funny shit on his channel, but he's been running for this office. I don't know if it's commissioner or city council or whatever. He's running for office, though, and he needs everybody's vote, and he needs our support. And any man that come down here, I mean, he's damn near in Walker County. Some of y'all's been watching my channel a long time. Y'all hear me say that Walker County, Alabama is kind of like the Boone County, West Virginia of this state. And he was damn near there, like, the Booby Trap's like right on the county line between, like, the county Birmingham's in and the Walker County. So, yeah. So, that's, you know, that man took one for the team and got down here to Wesley, supposedly. I don't know. But he was talking about it the other day. I just thought it was funny. But, yeah, definitely. Get out and vote for that man. He's doing a hell of a job there, Mike. Hell of a job. Yeah, we've seen all this before with Durkee and his new girlfriend. It's kind of like she's kind of turning into like a Shanae 2.0. She's like a little upgraded version of Shanae, though. She's a little better looking. She's a little more well spoken. You know, she's well spoken, a little more so than Shanae was. A little better educated, probably. You know, but I don't think it's gonna last too long. But then again, maybe it does, though. But she's stuck down there. I don't even know if this girl has a car. And if you ain't got no car and you live in Scooter's house or Durkee's house, dude, you done fell right into his trap. He's got you, and that's all there is to it. It's going to take a whole lot of work to get out of there. I'm just saying, it's going to take because that's what happened to old Shana. She rented a car and came down there and turned that car in. Instead of driving back to Virginia and turning it in when she got home, she turned it in West Virginia. And she didn't go home for like a year. And she got to experience firsthand and up close and personal the life that is Doric and his mommy. Oh boy, yeah. It's pretty bad. Anybody doesn't know anything about the Shana stuff, just go back and watch like the Durkee's Lies channel, or actually the Rick Sanchez and Old Hag. They've got a bunch of the old live streams and stuff. I got a bunch of them on my channel. I think they're private, though, because sometimes Doric likes to, you know, and some of them like to report people's shit. Like somebody reported Scooter Beggins' shit video from last week about the Broadway girl #4. So, yeah, some of mine are private. I still got a bunch of them, though. Like, but Sanchez and Old Hag, they got a bunch of them from there. Especially Sanchez. She got a whole bunch. Yeah, go watch some of that. It's funny stuff. And Scooter Beggins has a bunch of stuff with Shana on it from like last year where he had little audio clips of her and phone conversations and stuff people had that he got a hold of. You know, he doing what Scooter Beggins does best. But I don't know. I'm getting the hell off here. I've gone like way overboard. It's like almost 18 minutes, over 18 minutes. Sucks. But just say we've seen all this before with the whole meth camper. But hey, Durk's got him a new woman though, and she's surprisingly decent. But I'm telling you, I seen that on them videos. She got them fingernails done. You know, she got her nails all did, her eyelash, got the fancy eyelashes and all the makeup done just right, and her hair looking all nice. Give it a month or two, cause Shana, after she been there a couple months, her looks went down here real quick. I mean, by the time she left, like she was looking like Durkee's aunt, like old Sue Bob. You know, it ain't nothing. Look, I ain't about Sue Bob, but she's older. You know, she's probably in her 60s. Shana was in her 20s, so she was kind of starting to look like old Durke's aunt a little bit. Starting to favor her a little bit. And there's a huge age gap there. Like 30 years or 40 years. So just saying. And if this new girl stays there that long, same thing's going to go with her. Because all of a sudden, she's going to run out of makeup. She's going to run out of some of that, money to go get her hair and nails done and all that. And Durke ain't going to let you have no money for that. Because he got to have his money for that for his lug nuts and his baseball cards and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm getting the hell off here for real this time. It's almost 20 minutes. So if any of y'all still watching this, hey, that's dedication right there. That is true dedication. You sit here, sit through my rambling for 20 minutes. My God. Lord help you. But thank you, though. I'm going to get off here. See y'all later. Have a good week.